Are you looking for the best budget Android phones in 2025? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best phones on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Google Pixel 8a. The Google Pixel 8a's $499 starting price realistically places it in the mid-range rather than budget category, but it deserves the top spot in this guide regardless. For a few good reasons, you'd be happy you got the Pixel 8a, even if you were planning to spend less. The Pixel 8a's high-end performance means it'll stay quick and smooth much longer than other budget and mid-range phones, and you won't feel the need to spend on a phone upgrade as often. That's thanks to the Google Tensor G3 processor, which also powers the company's previous flagship Pixel 8 phones. The Pixel 8a includes cameras that would feel appropriate on a $1,000 phone. It simply leagues beyond the cameras you'd find on other mid-range and budget phones. Even those least concerned about photo quality will appreciate the Pixel 8a's high-end photos. It's quick to focus and forgiving with movement, whereas most budget cameras produce blurry images unless you and the subject are perfectly still. It's also just a nice phone to behold. With its metal frame, it looks and feels like a premium device. The frosted matte texture on its plastic back is pleasing to the eye and hands, and everything on the screen looks fantastic with its 120Hz OLED display. It's only available with a 6.1-inch screen, and it's a shame there isn't a larger version for those who prefer larger screens, as the Pixel 8a is our undisputed budget pick among the best Android phones. At number 2. Samsung Galaxy A35 5G. The Samsung Galaxy A35 5G is easily a top choice if battery life is your primary priority, whether you're looking for a budget Android phone or a premium one. It ended our battery test with 65% remaining. Among Android phones, only the high-end Google Pixel 9 Pro XL and Galaxy S24 Ultra scored better, with 70% and 66%, respectively. As for other important aspects like performance, design, display, and camera quality, the Galaxy A35, at its $400 MSRP, is an overachiever for its price range, but it still doesn't come close to the Pixel 8a. The Galaxy A35 runs on Samsung's own Exynos 1380 processor, which doesn't score nearly as well as the Pixel 8a's Google Tensor G3 processor in benchmark tests, but it still opens and runs apps and Android quickly and smoothly with the 120Hz display. It's hard to spot now, but the Galaxy A35 scores suggest its performance will likely become slower sooner than the Pixel 8a. The Galaxy A35 has 3 cameras, a 50MP main camera, an 8MP ultra-wide lens, and a subpar, niche-use 5MP macro camera. The main camera takes good photos overall but can overexpose brighter details depending on a scene's lighting. That's an issue with Samsung phones at large, however, even the best Samsung phones and premium models like the Galaxy S24 series. Samsung's support window for the Galaxy A35 isn't as good as its premium lineup, with 4 years of Android version upgrades and 5 years of security updates compared to the 7 years the Galaxy S24 series gets. Still, 4 to 5 years is a solid amount of time, and we wouldn't expect the phone's processor to stay fast and smooth longer than that. At number 3. Nuu B30 Pro 5G. At 6.7 inches, the Nuu B30 Pro has the same display size as large premium phones like the Galaxy S24 Plus. Apart from its size, the display also incorporates top-tier tech that makes for a dreamy experience, including an AMOLED panel, which Samsung uses for its legendary displays, and a refresh rate of up to 120Hz. Combine the high-performing display with the enthusiastic mid-tier MediaTek Dimensity 7050 processor and 12GB of RAM, and the Nuu B30 Pro offers a surprisingly high-end experience for running Android apps and games. Even further, with the Pixel 8a as the exception, the B30 Pro pulls off the most convincing premium aesthetic out of any budget phone we've seen. It's largely thanks to the glass back with a frosted texture, which gives the teal color a gradient look that changes depending on the lighting. The frame is plastic, but it certainly coaxes you into thinking it's metal. Our primary complaint is the phone's curved screen edges, an outdated and misguided design trick to make a phone look and feel more premium. Photos also appear like they've been processed with the sharpness slider set to maximum, which imparts a harsh and grainy look. Still, the B30 Pro's cameras are fine for capturing memories. Nuu also has a short 2-year support window for Android upgrades and security updates, and it was slow to receive the Android 14 operating system following its launch. The latent updates and short support window aren't ideal, but they're a relatively typical compromise for the best cheap phones and most budget Android phones. At number 4. Motorola Moto G Power 5G. Currently starting at $200, Motorola's Moto G Power 5G makes a very solid proposition. It doesn't punch above its weight like the Google Pixel 8a, but if you're looking to spend thriftily, the Moto G Power's performance, cameras, and the large 6.7-inch LCD 120Hz display will serve you well. Despite lackluster benchmark results, the Moto G Power's MediaTek Dimensity processor feels quick and smooth and complements the phone's 120Hz display well. The phone can feel laggy and overburdened soon after being turned on or restarted, but it's up to speed after a few minutes. The Moto G Power can easily handle casual light games like Jetpack Joyride. While graphics-heavy games like Asphalt 9 can take a little while to load, the Moto G Power delivers the game's full potential for fun. Some games may not run well on the Moto G Power, but we won't pretend we've tested them all. The 50MP main camera takes good photos that are difficult to complain about, especially for the phone's price. Details can be slightly softer than those on more expensive phones, but photos are easily sharp enough. Where the Moto G Power's camera falters is with movement or shaky hands. Our biggest complaint is that Motorola will only support the Moto G Power for one Android version upgrade and 3 years of security updates. That realistically gives the phone a 3-year lifespan, which is rather short.